In a world of immortals, demons, and gods, the Devil God reigns dominion and spreads chaos across the three realms. With the end of the world looming, the remaining immortals decide that they must go back in time to prevent the Devil God from existing. In comes Lee Su, who is played by Bai Lu. She accepts the mission and uses the Mirror of Time to travel back to prevent Tan Tai Jin, played by Luo Yunxi, from becoming the Devil God. It can't get any better than this to see this pairing of Bai Lu and Luo Yunxi. Could this be the most beautiful pairing to date? Now the premise will sound familiar to you. The story of 3 lives, 3 worlds has often been adapted to a million different dramas, but they all have the same ingredients in terms of story. But is Till the End of the Moon different? Yes and no. In this video we'll be going over my first impressions of episodes 1 through 18 and dive a bit deeper into the story, so make sure you're caught up because there will be spoilers. But I would definitely recommend you check it out. It's a refreshing take on the tried and true genre, and if you like fantasy costume dramas like I do, then you might like this one. What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since Love Between Fairy and Devil, but we're back in the fantasy genre. We're going to be talking about Till the End of the Moon. But I'd like to introduce you to my new tier system, and it's a rating system that I think it's really kind of based on the things that I like the most. But at the end of the day, you're going to like what you like, and I'm going to like what I like. And I love the fantasy costume genre. And I try to look at this in terms of a Western point of view. I'm not a Chinese drama expert, nor am I the gatekeeper of Chinese dramas, but I do love this genre. Speaking of which, if you like Asian dramas and K-pop reactions, then consider subscribing and join us each and every week to catch up on the latest. Now there's no C tier because anything below a B is pretty much unwatchable, you know what I mean. In the B tier, I would consider dramas such as Love Between Fairy and Devil, Sword Snow Stride, and 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms. In the A tier, I would put The Untamed, Love and Destiny, Word of Honor. And then in the S tier, I think in terms of this genre, Evernight has always been on top. I grew up playing RPG games and watching kung fu movies, and I think Evernight has always been the one that kind of calls to me the most. It's the one that always kind of reaches into that inner childhood curiosity that I had back when I was a little kid, and that's always going to remain on top in terms of S tier. These tiers really consider every aspect of the drama, the music, the production value, the performances of the actors, and most importantly, the story and how it's executed. Right off the bat, the drama starts with a bang. The action sequences and special effects of the first episode was absolutely epic. They definitely went to town on the special effects, costumes, and sets here. Oh, and the music is just amazing. But so far, the story is hard to predict, which is kind of refreshing, but maybe that has a lot to do with them cutting the episodes in half. I believe this drama was supposed to have like more than 50 or 60 episodes, but they had to cut it down to 40. But we all know that these Chinese dramas are far from perfect, and there are a few areas which I think took a backseat in terms of attention to detail, and well, also the production quality. The animals and birds, for example. Now, I know that animals are probably the hardest thing to animate when it comes to this type of stuff, but they feel very stop motion-y to me, and it's a big contrast in terms of the other areas of the production in terms of the special effects, like the magic and the battles and how good that looks. And then there are areas in the story that just kind of makes me scratch my head. I'll give one example, but things like this can really take you out of the story. In one of the episodes, the 2 leads are chased through the forest, and Luo's character is heavily injured and poisoned. But out of nowhere, Bai Lu comes in to treat him and starts to concoct a remedy or a potion with a pestle and mortar. Now, where did she get the pestle and mortar in the middle of nowhere? I have no idea, but that is just something that's really glaring and kind of just jumps at you when you're watching, and sometimes it could really kind of bother you and take you out of the story. And also the makeup. Sometimes the makeup just is so glaring in some of these screens where you're just like, well, what did they do to these people's faces? I don't usually notice these things, but even from somebody like myself who doesn't notice these things, will notice it. It really kind of jumps at you. It's hard not to see once you see it. In any case, the drama has definitely started to hit its stride as we move on to the different arcs of the story. Yishiwu has finally discovered the 3 main components she needs to destroy the demonic bone within Tan Tai Jin. As she traverses time and space in the barrier abyss, she meets the god of the cosmos who reveals the 3 tools she needs to complete her mission: Dream, Tears, and Thread. You can probably interpret those to be hope, betrayal, and love, although I'm not too sure about that, but definitely leave your theories in the comments below. What do you think? In any case, it's obvious that these two lovers are destined to be together, whether it's a sad one or a happy one. Right now, I'm gonna give Till the End of the Moon a solid B. But you know what? I'm gonna throw all of that stuff away. Forget it. Just forget about the whole rating system, because we all know that Chinese dramas will never be perfect. There's probably one Chinese drama out of a whole year that comes out to be a critical success. And we don't watch them to judge, really, right? Like, we watch them because the stories are amazing. And sometimes as we get older, we lose that inner childlike curiosity, that inner childlike wonder that we have, that didn't care about what was going on or really paid attention to too much of those details, because the story captivated us and took us to a different place. And I think the story for Till the End of the Moon is amazing, because now I'm up to like episode 18 and 19, and if you're caught up like I am, evil Bailu wins all the time. Period. We're moving along into the 3 important pieces Lee Susu needs to destroy the Devil Bone. In the dream state, we unfold the story between Sangju and the God of War. Tianhuan's jealousy and hatred has driven her to massacre Sangju's clan. And what happens next is just one of the most satisfying moments you can get when it comes to karma and justice. Despite all of its flaws, Till the End of the Moon is actually a really entertaining and captivating drama. Yes, the story might seem a little discombobulated, but I'm sure that has a lot to do with them cutting the episodes in half at least. But if you grew up playing RPG games like Final Fantasy like I did, this is actually a really awesome story. And I love it. I love the story, and I just can't stop watching it. And at some point, all of these flaws are going to be out of sight, out of mind, because you're going to be captivated by the story and you're going to be suspended in disbelief and transported into this world that they're trying to tell. And I think it's a really beautiful world. And I actually really enjoy the love story between Tentai Jin and Lee Susu. Their chemistry is actually really good, and it works. And so, you know, I'm very captivated and I really can't stop watching it. And we all know it's never perfect, but it has its charms and the stories transport us. And that's why we love it. That's why we watch it. But let me know what you think about Till the End of the Moon in the comment section below. But in any case, that is it for me, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Leave us a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and tap that bell so we know when we post new videos. And once again, this is what we're watching this Sunday. We'll see you next time.